first of all, why don't you just kind of get us started with your opening statement?
Yeah, obviously very pleased with the win, fifth straight win after 6 straight losses. Third straight road win, which is pretty key for our program to be able to go on the road and find ways to win games because it's very hard to do. Another very good team win. It hasn't been one side of the ball or one player on one side of the ball. It's not like a couple guys are carrying this football team. And then the other thing from watching the game, I didn't think it was the best performance offensively or defensively for our team, but we made a ton of plays. Like a short time ago, we were just talking about that we have the ability to make plays, but we don't make them. We had a lot of confidence in our athletic ability and the playmaking of our football team, but we lacked the aggressive, we lacked the confidence, in Saturday's win, as I told the team yesterday, was a perfect example. I don't think we played our best defensive game, but we made a bunch of plays on defense, and we got a bunch of stops because guys made plays, not just DeAndre's, obviously 2 plays in the third quarter, but we got off the field. They moved, we had 27 first downs and had really 3 points on our starting defense, before we started to sub in the fourth quarter. And then same thing offensively. It was obviously a little bit choppy offensively, but we made a bunch of plays again, and we're getting contributions from all over the field. So lost Buchan pregame, which was crazy. He's going to be fine. He's going to play this week, but he just had some issues in pregame and couldn't play. And then we were like, okay, we're going to put Skibbs there. Move Skibbs to right tackle because he's been kind of our utility guy the last couple. He's played left guard, then he played left tackle for Rigg last week, and now he's going to go to right tackle. Then Skibbs gets dinged up in pregame, and he's out. And then Randy Heidemann, who certainly didn't wake up in the morning thinking he was going to play 55 snaps on offense because he's basically hasn't played at all on offense all year and played on extra point field and plays on a punt team is what he does for us, and he played every snap, and Mitch Palmer played every snap at center because Danny Godlewski couldn't play, and Jordan Diamond played every snap at left guard because Swartzy's out, and it was a great effort by those guys up front stepping in. Then same thing on defense. Bucci Okafor again stepping in, Josh being dinged up, Bucci playing another really solid game for us, and then a myriad of D linemen stepping up for Zach Smirchek and playing really solid football. It wasn't one guy there. We played 3 or 4 guys, and Bradley Ernest and a bunch of other people got in there and mixed it up. So very good team win, very good win on the road, and keeps the heat on OU at least. We're half a game behind OU. They play this week at Central, I think tomorrow night at Central, so hopefully Central can find a way to knock them off. It'll be tough. OU's a tough team to beat, as we know, but if Central can knock them off, we're tied for first with 1 week to play, and who'd have thunk that? So pretty excited for our kids, pretty excited for our coaches, and obviously everybody that cares about Miami football.
So what catches your attention when you look over the Ball State tape?
They're really talented. They got the leading tailback in the league, the Gilbert kid. His backup is a great player. Their offensive line is experienced, big, and physical. The Maben kid has been one of the best receivers in our league for 3 years. They got another freshman receiver that's really, really playing well. They got a really good tight end. Quarterback can run. He's got 7 rushing touchdowns. He can throw it. He's a multi-year starter. So they've moved the ball on just about everybody all year. Defensively, I think they got 6 or 7 senior starters. They're 2 safeties. They're 3 linebackers. Everybody down the middle, they're defensive seniors. I think they had 1 or 2 D-line starters. I think it's at least 6 starters. Twitchy as all get out on defense, fast, explosive, long, athletic. Their season, I know, obviously is not probably the 1-loss record isn't what they want, but they barely lose to Central. They lose by 3 to Central at Central in a dogfight, and they lose basically by 7 to Northern Illinois in a dogfight. They lost to Western Michigan, like everybody's lost to Western Michigan this year, and they didn't really. They played Western Michigan probably as tough as anybody. It was a physical game. So they've got some record probably not where they want. They got a big one with Toledo on Wednesday this week, but they're one of the more talented MAC teams. They'll be the most gifted team we place, and they've got explosive players all over the field on both sides of the ball. So I was hoping they wouldn't look as good when I delved into all the tape I've watched, but they're really, really talented team, and their senior class was recruited when they were going to bowl games, and they got some dudes. So it'll be an exciting game. We're gonna have to play really good football to beat them.
So you said Buchanan will be back. How's everybody else?
Buchanan will be back. We don't know yet on Skibbs. Obviously, we got a longer break, which is awfully nice. And then I think a lot of the other, Godlewski, hopefully, he just couldn't move as well as we'd like him move to get going Saturday. But I would hopefully we get Dan back. Hopefully we get Skibbs back. Too early to tell, but we also got 8 days, so we got a nice little break here to try to get. We've been dying for this break for a long time, so finally get it going into week 12. So, but we'll see. We'll be. The nice thing is our team. Literally, I didn't know what to do. You have 2 guys get hurt in pregame. You don't even know what to say. But like they're going to notice that Buchanan's not on the field. And they weren't even coming out of the locker room. So I'm like, well, I better address it. So I just said, hey, here's the deal. Like, as if we need more stuff piled onto this season when it comes particularly to injury, like it's been insane. I said, Buke and Skibbs can't go. I wanted the defense to know too, because I didn't want defense guys wondering, hey, where's Buchanan? You just don't. You want clarity when they go out there. I didn't want somebody or people start to talk on the sidelines, and now it's filtering down to the defense. Hey, Buke's not out here. Well, why is Buke not out here? What's going on? What happened? Is he okay? Is he not okay? And they're both okay, but so we just said, hey, you want some more adversity, guys? We got it. We're already down 2 starting O-linemen. We got 2 other guys that aren't going to answer a bell. We got other good players in this locker room. We're going to need some guys to step up like we've done all year, and obviously Randy and Mitch Palmer did a great job answering the bell for us. So we didn't. It was kind of uncharted water, like, what do I do? But I'm like, I can't have them wondering what's going on, because they when we got there, everybody was healthy. So it wasn't like they were question marks even. It wasn't, told the TV guy, like, hey, you didn't tell me Buke was going to. I'm like, we weren't hiding things. We weren't trying to pull a fast one on Buffalo that we had 2 guys that we got there, and 2 hours before the game, everybody was healthy, and 30 minutes later, we got some issues. So, but just very proud of the kids. They just kind of looked at me like, yeah, what else is new, Coach? Somebody's got to play today. Let's go play. And obviously, we jump out to 20-0 lead. So I was just proud of our kids. And maybe, like I said 4 weeks ago, we're just kind of immune to that right now. Like, I don't know that anything else can happen that's going to totally surprise our crew.
So you mentioned all the injuries, obviously, and they keep piling up, as you mentioned with the pregame stuff. The seniors haven't seen much success on this team, but so how have they been carrying themselves? And, what message have they been sending to the team? Because I'm sure they've been playing a very vocal role in the locker room throughout this 5-game winning streak.
Yeah, I think it's continued. I think the biggest thing was during the losing streak, what they did for us. And they've continued that. But just they easily could have said, heck, hey, some of these younger guys – it looks like this thing might be heading in the right direction. We feel like we're better, but we don't have any wins. Like, it's not going to happen for us. So, in the TJ, and JT and Gearing and Spencer and Rowe and all the Buchanan, all kept showing up on Sunday saying, let's go to work. Let's get better. Let's clean up some mistakes. We feel like we're right there. Coach keeps saying we have the ability. We believe we have the ability. Coach keeps saying we're right there if we clean this, and this up. And they really did. Again, penalties were down again Saturday. Turnovers were down again Saturday. Big plays were down again Saturday. Like the things that hurt us in a lot of close losses, if we'd have cleaned up the turnovers, the penalties, or the big plays, we'd have to maybe even clean up all 3. We need to clean up at least one of those, and now you're seeing that was kind of our defense Saturday. I didn't think we played our best when I watched the tape. I felt like we played better live than when I watched the tape, but I'm like, we didn't get big plays, and we made them drive, and guess what? We got some pretty good players on our defense. And Demo stepped up and make a play, or somebody stepped up and got a pass breakup. And again, if we make people drive and you got 11 good athletes on the field, you'll find a way to make those plays. And obviously, that was kind of the story. So really, to me, during the losing streak is when our seniors really held this fort together and really kept saying, hey, we're gonna practice harder, we're gonna practice smarter, we're gonna play harder, we're gonna keep listening to the coaches, we're gonna keep trying to correct these things. And obviously, Now they just keep saying, let's just keep doing what we're doing. Now let's not change anything. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just keep let's try to play better football at Ball State than we played all year. If we do that, that'll give us our best chance to win. And let's not worry about. We've never been a big results. I know we're a results-oriented business, but I learned in grad school way back, the way to control results is worry about the process. And if you stick with the process, and that's one thing I'm very proud of our staff, very proud of our team, very proud of our support staff, that we've just kind of dug in and we've never blinked. Anybody can ask anybody within our staff through 2.5 years. We didn't change. We didn't point the finger. We didn't blame. We certainly looked at every area and tried to say, are we doing the right things with this group of kids? Is this the right scheme? Is this the right, and do we have the right players at the right positions? Like, you're always critically doing analysis every week, but we believed in what we were doing. Fortunately, we've had a lot of success previously. If we hadn't, I don't know that we wouldn't have spit the bit a long time ago, but we had enough good skeletons in our closets to know that we know what we're doing, and that and we had a plan from day one of building it from the ground up, and that our plan, unlike the fans or people around the program's plan that it was going to be magic wand, get this thing done in 3 days, we've had a plan all along that we're going to try to build something really strong. And now when you shake hands with the opposition after a victory and they're commenting on how far you've come and how young you are, it's a very, very satisfying thing right now for our football program.
So what exactly goes on in your pregame warm-ups, and have you thought about scaling things back a little
Buke
bit?
never made it to warm-ups, so Buke never even made it out of the locker room, so he had some more related to having sickness, cold issues, so he never even got dressed, so we can't change anything there. We do the same thing. I think everybody in America runs 4 plays in the goal line, does a little bit of 7-on-7. I mean, it's pretty standard operating. Everywhere I've been, we've run, but one of the 4 plays in the goal line, Skibinski got hurt. Last week, one of the 4 plays in the goal line, Jordan Rigg got hurt. I've never had anybody get hurt in pregame in 25 years of coaching. We've had a starting offensive tackle back-to-back week, and we run 4 plays, So, as Coach Cato said, you couldn't script some of the things, like if it was a movie, it'd be unbelievable. No one said, well, that would never happen. Well, up until Saturday, I would say it would never happen. Like, okay, if the movie script said 2 guys get hurt in pregame going into a big, meaningful game, you'd say that's kind of far-fetched. But we're living it, so it's been a fun movie to be part of.
Yes, he touched on it, and I think it's safe to say he's having a stellar year. So what's it like having a player like DeAndre Montgomery on the defense that can really just change the game with one play?
Yeah, he showed at Bowling Green, I think. I mean, we knew before that, but Bowling Green, he showed, his versatility, harassing the quarterback, tackles for loss, blitzing off the edge, and then making interceptions 35 yards downfield. And DeAndre's kind of a good play waiting to happen. He's one of those guys you look up and you see him in the area, it usually kind of goes our way, and he's really grown as a player. He's much more disciplined. He's not making near as many mistakes. He has still parts of the game he has to clean up, but he just has a knack for making plays. And obviously the bubble screen, not even really anything you coach. He just saw it, reacted, and knifed the route and picked out. I can't remember last time I saw a bubble screen for a pick 6, but I'm glad I saw it, and it was our guy, not their guy, And then obviously the fumble was kind of right place, right time, but it's like good players in any sport seem to be the right play, They seem to get lucky, too. Like, he just happened to be the one there to scoop and score. But good players are always around the ball. It just seems like that's the way it happens. So, obviously, he's made tons of plays for our defense all year long, and obviously made 2 gigantic ones on Saturday. Basically ended the game there in those 2 drives in the third quarter.
Everybody good? Oh, one more.
All right, so it's the biggest home game in 6 years, bowl eligibility on the line. I know a lot of the students I've been talking to have said they will be in attendance, so it's going to be a packed house for the most part. What's the message of the team in the locker room going to the game?
Yeah, same thing we've always talked. It's just we got to handle the 10-day break because that's different. We haven't had that all year. They're going to have a couple off days. You're always worried. For us, we're on a roll. You just want to kind of keep going, and keep. But we're going to have a little bit different schedule. We have to be able to manage that. And then we got to not worry about what everybody's saying. Like 6 weeks ago, we were the worst team on the planet. Now I've had so many people, there's no way you're losing to Ball State. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like 1 month ago, we couldn't walk and chew gum. Now and then again, that's just part of it. As a coach, you're used to dealing with the ebb and flow of success and non-success and the fanatical people around you that get so high and so low, but players, it's different, particularly for our kids, because they haven't had to deal with this part of it. They've had to deal with, you guys are no good. They haven't to deal with, boy, you guys are great. So just how they handle this extra time and get prepared, and then remember what's been making us successful. Keep it simple. Don't go out at Ball State, and if you're the Z receiver, don't try to do somebody else's job. Just keep doing the ordinary and do the ordinary to the best of your ability. And like I say, we have some special abilities in that locker room. So when you do what's ordinary for you, it's pretty special. Early in the year when we're trying to do extraordinary stuff and we're out of position and we're doing dumb things and making dumb mistakes or forcing the issue and trying to do too much. So if we can stay calm and just stay within ourselves and keep playing the game the way we've been playing, Ball State's going to be a very difficult team to beat, but that'll give us our best chance to beat them. And if we get out of character and say, "Oh my God, this is a big game, and we got to go," then we'll start to make mistakes, and it'll bite us. So it'll be interesting to see how our kids handle it. I'm excited. I'm hopeful they're going to handle it the right way. But again, it's uncharted water for this group of kids. So just like fighting through the adversity of not having success, of handling success. That's why a lot of teams don't go on 4 or 5 game winning streaks. It's difficult. Even good teams tend to get full themselves and stumble along the way. We just saw it again last Saturday, right? Teams that were no way going to get beat, all of a sudden, it's hard. It's hard to keep it going. It just as hard as to break the losing streak. It's hard to keep the winning streaks going because the people are playing and want to beat you. So, and they know you're on a winning streak and they want to knock you off. So the more people talk about us, the harder it is for our kids to keep staying focused on what makes them successful. So it'll be a nice little 10-day journey for us.
Awesome. Think we're good.
Thanks.